Hey folks, thanks for tuning into this segment of Elk Talk. This time we're talking about Arizona. And you're probably wondering why I'm sitting here with this elk rack. This was an Arizona bull that I shot. And Arizona changes things and tweaks things about every 3 or 4 years. So if you've tuned in and dialed yourself into Arizona, just understand there's some changes coming for 2016 that you'll want to be aware of. And I'm going to do my best to explain Arizona. And it's a pretty complicated process of how Arizona does it. But for us non-residents, the first thing you need to know is we got to buy a non-resident hunting license in order to apply. So I think that's 140, 150 bucks. And then we go online, we apply. I think the fee is still $15 to apply. And if you draw, they'll hit your credit card for the tag fee once you draw. The other thing in Arizona is we are restricted to no more than 10% of the tags for any hunt code. So if you look at Unit 10, late rifle hunt, I think this year they're giving away 500 tags for that hunt. We as non-residents, and this is a Unit 10 bull, are restricted to 50 of those 500 tags, 10%. And of those 500 tags, Arizona splits their draw into 2 steps. There's the first step that they call the bonus pass, and then there's the second step that they call the 1-2 pass. And I'm going to try to explain how that works, and it gets a little complicated. So in this first step, this bonus pass step, Arizona takes 20% of the tags for every hunt code. So in the case of the Unit 10 late hunt, 20% of 500 is 100. So they're going to take 100 tags and put them in this bonus pass and look at everybody's points, and those with the highest points get the first 100 tags. It's just, it in effect converts it to a preference point system in that part of the draw. And here's something that's changed for 2016. In this bonus pass, they have said no more than half of the non-resident quota can be given away in the bonus pass, so that it leaves at least the other half of the non-resident quota for the next step of the drawing. Just be aware of that. That's going to change the opportunity for the really high non-resident point holders to be guaranteed a tag like they would have in prior years. And it's going to increase the opportunity of low point holders to maybe draw a highly coveted tag in the second part of the draw. So they do this bonus pass with 20% of the tags, and all those people who drew tags, they're now out of the drawing. Anyone who didn't draw a tag in the bonus pass goes into what's called the 1-2 pass, the second part of the drawing. And using my example of Unit 10, the remaining 400 tags go into this 1-2 pass, and they get allocated under a true bonus point system. And back to that first video where we talked about bonus points, they're kind of like raffle tickets, where if I have 2 raffle tickets and you have 10, the probability of you getting a tag is 5 times greater than my probability. So that's how they allocate or award the remaining 400 tags in the example I'm using. And with that, they then impose the 10% cap. So they say no more than 10% of the tags can go to non-residents in this hunt. We gave away, let's just say for example, we gave away 4% of the non-resident total in the first part of the draw, i.e. the bonus draw. So in this part of the draw, the 1-2 draw, they can give away no more than 6% of the tags to non-residents to stay within the 10% cap. Well, now that I've given you the details about how Arizona works, I'm going to take you inside, go to my computer, and just show you some of the resources that I use and how I go about researching units. And I'll use some of these same resources if I draw a tag to research my hunt before I head to the field. So that's where we're going to go right now. Well, folks, that's kind of how the Arizona system works. And as always, I want to show you resources we use. And sometimes it's going to seem like duplication, redundancy, but I do so much of my planning, so much of my research right here based on all these resources that I have at my fingertips digitally. Obviously, the Arizona Game and Fish website is a huge starting point. And then I use other resources. In this case, I use this insider service from Go Hunt. They have what's called an application overview for every state. So here, they'll tell you what's new for this year in Arizona. They'll go all the way through changes to the draw system. They'll give you the profile for each species by state. Just stuff that is really, really helpful when you're trying to understand, how do I invest these points that I have? Both dates, deadlines, how the system works, changes to the system. There's all kinds of things that you're going to be able to use in this application strategy that they tell you about in this. And the Arizona one that they did was really, really good. And so I'm thinking that I'm probably going to want to use it. So you see a lot of the ways that I use this insider service from Go Hunt. And if you sign up and you use the promo code ELK, you're going to get a free Vital knife from Gerber. And the Vital is the knife I use. It's a scalpel blade knife, very lightweight. And I use that service. I use the state agency website. I use Google Earth. I use all kinds of things because these points that we accumulate in the West are a rare commodity. They're a valuable commodity. And for me, I want to know I'm investing them in a unit that works for me, both schedule-wise and for what my expectations are. And I also want to know what the likelihood is that I'm going to draw and what the schedule and calendar period is. Because for the TV show, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, Randy, I don't feel sorry for you. But for the TV show, I've got to figure out how to get 10 to 12 hunts in a season so that I can do this TV show. And these resources that I use have to be the best information I can get. I can't afford bad information. So anyhow, that's how Arizona works, start to finish. You should be out there applying for Arizona if your budget allows. Yeah, you got to buy the non-refundable license. And you got to front, $15 for the application fee. And if you draw, they're going to hit your credit card for the full tag amount. And I'm always sitting there looking at my credit card saying, oh, please, I hope I see a charge from Arizona Game and Fish. But it's another place you should be looking into. Too many people think that Arizona is only for those who have a lot of money or only for those who have 20 points. I think we've showed you that even if you're at the low end of the point total, you still have some options to consider in Arizona. So apply there. Hopefully you'll luck out and draw a tag. And if you do, I can assure you, you're going to have a great hunt.